IoT technology has become more prominent than ever amidst the backdrop of rapid developments in telecommunication. IoT may be utilized in many areas to solve a myriad of real-world problems, from small-scale projects like controlling the lights in your room to large-scale projects like managing water distribution, traffic control, and even waste management. However, one critical limitation of IoT is its need for active internet connection to function. This renders the technology impractical in rural areas without internet coverage. Our aim is to address this key limitation of IoT technology through devising an innovative IoT system that functions across a large rural landscape, the Indian Railway Network. Our IoT system aims to address the high frequency of accidents occurring due to human errors across this network. By identifying high-risk areas on the locomotive track and preemptively relaying this information to control centers. Thus, under the given circumstances, our design statement is as follows. We aim to design a system that can provide real-time, reliable data, which can be used to identify high-risk, unsafe areas on the locomotive rail track within low connectivity regions. Let us take a moment to briefly analyze the network coverage in India. This map was made by overlaying the track network and the 2G, 3G coverage map of India. The cyan, blue, and purple lines show the track network, while the orange and red lines show the network coverage. You may notice that the two lines often do not overlap. This is because the cell towers follow the major road and highways rather than the train network. There are big, visible gaps in central India, but also in the south of India. After assessing the train network and the network coverage of India, we have devised a three-pronged approach to link IoT nodes across India, so as to provide a more efficient and elegant way to monitor the track conditions. For nodes placed in urban environments, such as cities with cell networks, the node will transmit data collected from the sensor group via Wi-Fi to the control server. Prong 2. For nodes placed in regions with no cell networks for up to 50 kilometers, the nodes in the region will create a mesh network based on the LoRa protocol and relay the data back to a node in a region with network connection. This node will then transmit the collected data to a control center via Wi-Fi. Prong 3. For nodes in vast areas without a cell network, i.e. areas greater than 50 kilometers, the node in the region will create a mesh network based on the LoRa protocol and relay the data to a satellite ground station, which will then provide a data link to the control server. So this is our final prototype. It has three sensors: the camera sensor, the thermocouple, and the strain gauge. It has two main bodies, which is the top node body and the bottom clamps and L bracket. The top node body is manufactured from a PLA, 3D printed PLA, and laser cut acrylic. When we go to our manufacturing stage, this would actually be produced from an all acrylic piece. This is to make sure that the solar panel is kept safely inside the body and is not affected by the environment. And second is to allow for visual inspection of the PCB board. Then let's talk about the second part, which is the clamp and the L bracket. The L bracket and the clamp allow the node body to be attached onto the rail right here. And the reason that we've not actually attached the thermocouple and the strain gauge to our rail is because our rail is made of acrylic, and it would be a better simulation if we attached it to this aluminum bar and test how the strain gauge reacts and the temperature couple reacts. So now we have my group mate, Yugan, who will explain the electrical system of the body.
So this will be a representative of our electric system inside the box. There are two layers that is stacked on each other. So inside this two layers of PCBs, the top layer consists of the three microprocessors we have chosen, namely the ESP32, the Raspberry Pi Zero, and the Black VT-Pi. The Raspberry Pi Zero is below the Black VT-Pi. And the bottom layer of PCB is our power group and the sensor groups. So they will pass the power and the sensor data to the top layer through the headers. Once the ESP32 has collected all the data it wants, it will transmit this whole package of data to another node, like this, like our prototype for data transmission. Yes.
Okay, so now we'll head over to Bukit Timah Railway to test this prototype along with some other nodes and see how the communication network performs. Okay, so we're doing a communication test today. We've left our friend Xiaofeng 500 meters away And we're gonna now turn on our communication device, and let's see if Xiaofeng can still receive us.
Okay, I'm turning on. Okay, it's turned on. And now I'm gonna call Xiaofeng. Hello.
Hello.
Can you go to the screen and check whether there are some data there?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Yeah, the end node. Okay, the end nodes can receive the sensors data from other nodes.
Oh, okay. So it can also detect the first node, right?
Yeah, it can.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Okay, so now just to clarify, we are carrying the first node, and let's see how far we can go.
Checking whether the end node has received the data from other nodes. The green screen is showing the information sent by the other nodes.
Okay, so we've walked around 2 kilometers according to Google Maps from our friend Xiaofeng, and we've lost connection with him, probably due to the thick vegetation. So what we're gonna try and do now is we're gonna leave a node here and just hide it in the bushes. And we're gonna walk back 1 kilometer. And once we've done that, we're gonna switch on our midpoint node, and hopefully Xiaofeng can reach us then.
The serial monitor shows that there is no update, so the communication network is not working now.
So we've walked back a kilometer, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the midpoint node, so that hopefully the node that we left behind will be able to transmit to this node, and this node will be able to relay the data to Xiaofeng. So yeah, the node is switched on. Let's give Xiaofeng a call.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We just turned on our midpoint node. Can you go to the screen and check whether there is data?
Hold on.
Okay.
Wait for a minute. I
Yeah.
check.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh yeah, it is receiving the data now.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, nice.
Then we just leave it here.
Yeah, just leave it here. Then we'll try to see how far we can go.
It's called off Liu Gan's phone, and the serial monitor is updating the data. And you can see the end node can receive the data from the other nodes. Hence, the communication network is established again.
Okay, so we've gone back to the tracks. We are about 75 meters away from the end node where Xiaofeng is standing, if you can see him. And we've just set up our main prototype. So this is our final prototype. It's currently wedged up on a cardboard box because we can't clamp it onto this rail because it's a different profile from the Indian railway track. So anyways, this is now transmitting, and this is actually transmitting to our initial prototype. So that was the final prototype, and this is our initial prototype right here. And this is 35 meters away from the end node. The distance is not far, but we've demonstrated the capabilities of the network, the distance communication with the other 2 nodes that I set up with Liu Gan. So this is just to show you that the network itself can handle multiple nodes at a time. So now let's walk over to Liu Gan and catch up with him.
Now we can see that all information from the other nodes are collected by the end nodes.
Our communication network. This is node 1, this is node 2, and this is node 3. They are communicating to each other. Now I will switch off node 2. And as we can see that they stop communicating with each other for 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, the network will report the broken node is T2 and the time that it disconnects from the system. And this illustrates the self-healing and error reporting features of our network.
While at Bukit Timah Rail Station, our Raspberry Pi subsystem had been capturing and analyzing images. The following are the results produced by the node. The Pi is able to identify the presence of people on the track. Once it does this, it transmits the data to the ESP32 master via UART connection. The ESP32 will then transmit this message to the end node through the communication network. I also captured and analyzed some images and a video of the rail conditions on a track near a village in India during my summer break.